Hey friends, here's another video based on this notes on signal transduction. So signal transduction is a transfer of signals to cell interior. So cell must be ready to respond to essential signals in the environment, and these are often chemicals in the extracellular fluid from distant location or the nearby cells. So long range allosteric is often a significant component of a cell signaling events. The term cell signaling is about the communication between the different groups of cells and tissues and how one group of cells informs another group of cells what to do. While the signal transduction refers to how the presence of an extracellular signal can produce a change in the intracellular state of the cell without the initial signal crossing the membrane. Here is a figure of cell signaling and signal transduction. This is a receptor, it is a G protein, it is an effector cell, and it is a stimulant known as the ligand and the effector activator while binding to the G protein. Then the signals proceeds and then effector sends signals to the different part of the cells. Cells communicate because during development the cell differentiate to adopt specialized roles. Cells need to know whether to live or die or divide. It helps in the neurotransmission, regulation of metabolism, contraction and expansion, and the secondary sexual characteristics. Here is the three types of models of the cell signaling. First one is the signaling by the cytoplasmic bridge, that is, it is the signaling cell and it is the target cell. Then signaling by the secreted molecules. With the help of the molecules, it is it transfers the message through the help of the receptor. Then the signaling by the plasma membrane bound molecules. The classification of the intracellular communication. First one is the autocrine, and these signals target the cell itself, and sometimes the autocrine cells can target cells close by if they are same type of the cell or as the emitting cell. Example is the immune cells. Next one is the paracrine. These signals target cells in the vicinity of the emitting cell, that is neurotransmitters represents. So endocrine signals target cells. Endocrine cells produce hormones that travel through the blood to reach all parts of the body. Juxtacrine signals target adjacent touching cells, and these signals are transmitted along the cell membrane via protein or lipid components. It is a figure of the autocrine cell in which the target site is the of stem cell. Here these molecules is signaling through the same cell. Then the paracrine signaling, the examples are the nerve to nerve muscle cells and the cytokines. In this, the adjacent cell is targeted. And in this figure, the hormone secretion into blood by endocrine glands, and it is the distant target cells. Then next one is the juxtacrine signaling, in which the neighboring cells, the notch example is notch signaling. Then the example of this hormone secretion to blood into the endocrine cell glands are the peptide and the steroid hormones. Next signaling is the endocrine signaling. Example of the signaling molecule is the peptide, polypeptide, amino acid and derivatives, other small molecules. Their local mediator and the neurotransmitter and their hormones. It is a figure of the overview of the cell signaling and the signal transduction. Here is the neurotransmitters, hormones, and then the transmitters. It's act as ion channels, and then the mRNA synthesis, and then it produces protein synthesis, and it acts as a cellular response. So this is about the cell signaling and transduction and their pathways. Thank you, and see you in the next video.